Gentlemen, what if I told you that something as tiny as a dried flower bud could breathe life back into your body, spark circulation in your veins, and awaken your manhood in less than a minute? Imagine being able to feel your strength return without depending on pills, without worrying about side effects, and without expensive treatments. At first, it sounds almost too good to believe. But stay with me, because what I'm about to explain has already helped countless men over 60 rediscover the energy, confidence, and intimacy they thought was long behind them. My name is Dr. Lauren Tate. I spent decades studying men's health and guiding older men back toward vitality. Over those years, I've seen the toll that aging, stress, and modern living can take on the male body. Confidence fades, circulation slows, energy slips away, and what once felt natural starts to feel unreliable. But here's the truth. Most of that decline isn't permanent. Your body still remembers how to function at its peak. It just needs the right trigger to wake it back up. And the surprising key isn't a cutting-edge medication or a futuristic device. It's a spice, so small you could hold a dozen in the palm of your hand. A spice your grandparents likely used for cooking, one that healers in traditional cultures treasured for centuries before science ever gave it a name. You've probably walked past it in the grocery aisle 100 times, never realizing that inside that little bud lies one of the most powerful natural restorers for men over 60. I'm talking about cloves. Yes, that simple kitchen spice. But don't let its ordinary appearance fool you. Inside every clove is a compound so potent that within seconds of chewing it, your blood vessels begin to open, circulation improves, and your body responds the way it once did, sometimes even better. Now, why would something so tiny make such a dramatic difference? The secret is a natural oil inside cloves called eugenol. This compound is the engine behind the effects, and once you understand how it works, you'll see why this overlooked spice is quietly becoming one of the most valuable tools for men over 60. The power of eugenol, nature's circulation booster. I'll never forget a patient in his late 60s who sat across from me, voice low, almost embarrassed. He didn't care about running marathons or having a six-pack. What he wanted was simple, to feel like himself again, to have his body respond when he needed it to, without hesitation, without disappointment. That search led me deeper into natural solutions, and time after time, I found myself coming back to eugenol. When you chew a clove, the oils are released immediately into your mouth. Unlike a pill that must be digested and processed by the liver, these oils slip directly into your bloodstream through the thin membranes inside your mouth. Within moments, they begin working. Eugenol acts as a vasodilator, meaning it relaxes and widens your blood vessels. Over the years, those vessels tend to stiffen, especially the smaller ones that carry blood to delicate areas like your sexual organs. With stiffness comes poor flow, and with poor flow comes weaker performance. Eugenol gently reverses that. It's like loosening a knot in a garden hose. Suddenly, the water moves freely again. But that's not all. Eugenol also encourages your body to produce more nitric oxide, a molecule your system naturally uses to signal your blood vessels to expand. Pharmaceutical drugs attempt to copy this process artificially, but clove oil activates it naturally, without the headaches or side effects that so often come with pills. Many men notice a soft warmth spreading through their body within minutes of trying it. It's subtle, but it's the first sign that circulation is waking up again. Why erections fade after 60 and why they can return. Let's pause for a moment to talk about why so many men over 60 begin to struggle. The problem isn't simply getting older. The real issue is what aging does to your blood vessels. Over decades, stress, processed foods, inactivity, and inflammation cause those vessels to become narrow and rigid. Imagine trying to push water through a pipe lined with rust. The flow is weak and inconsistent. That's what happens inside the body. Without healthy circulation, even if the desire is there, the physical response can't follow. But here's the hopeful part. Those changes aren't set in stone. They're reversible. By restoring flexibility to the inner walls of your blood vessels, you allow blood to flow as it once did. Eugenol does exactly that. It smooths the passageways, reduces stiffness, and reopens the channels that feed your manhood. I've had men come back after just a couple weeks of daily clove use with the look of amazement on their faces. They tell me they woke up with morning erections for the first time in years, not because of a synthetic drug, but because their own body was working again. That's the real power of this simple spice. It doesn't override your biology, it revives it. The 60-second clove method. So, how do you actually use this spice in a way that works? The beauty is in its simplicity. Here's the step-by-step method I recommend. First, take 2 or 3 whole dried cloves. Don't use the powdered form. It loses much of the vital oil. Whole cloves are best. Second, place them between your back teeth and gently bite down until you feel them crack. Third, for the first 30 seconds, don't rush. Let the oils coat your tongue and the inside of your mouth. The flavor will be strong, even spicy, but that's a sign of potency. Fourth, after those first 30 seconds, begin chewing slowly for another 30 seconds. Allow the oils to mix with your saliva and absorb through your mouth's membranes. Fifth, you can swallow the bits or spit them out afterward. Either way is effective. That's it. Just 1 minute of chewing, and the compounds are already entering your bloodstream, setting off a chain reaction, blood vessels relaxing, circulation improving, and stress beginning to ease. Many men describe feeling clearer, more alert, and more grounded in their bodies within minutes. And this is only the beginning, because beyond blood flow, clothes affect another hidden factor that has been quietly sabotaging men's health for decades. That's the next piece of the puzzle, and understanding it could change everything. Now that you understand how cloves open up circulation, let's talk about something just as important: the invisible force that can shut your body down even if your blood vessels are wide open. I'm talking about stress. For decades, I've sat with men who eat well, walk every day, and even follow their doctor's advice, yet they still feel drained, flat, or uninterested. Their energy flickers out, their drive comes and goes, and intimacy feels like a memory. Almost every time, the missing piece is stress. The stress-testosterone connection. Here's the truth most men never hear. Stress isn't just a mental burden, it's a chemical one. When you're under constant pressure, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. In small bursts, cortisol is helpful. It's what gives you the surge of energy to respond to danger. But when it stays elevated all day, from financial worries, health concerns, relationship strains, or simply the weight of getting older, it wreaks havoc on your system. Cortisol and testosterone are like a seesaw. When one goes up, the other goes down. That means high stress literally smothers your testosterone. And without testosterone, you lose the very foundation of masculine vitality: energy, confidence, strong erections, and a sense of drive. Now here's where cloves surprise everyone. Beyond their circulation-boosting power, cloves also contain a compound called beta-caryophyllene. This natural agent binds to specific receptors in the brain that tell your nervous system you're safe. Within minutes of chewing cloves, many men describe a calm clarity washing over them, like a heavy load lifting off their chest. This isn't sedation. You're not knocked out or dulled. Instead, your body stops pumping out excess cortisol, which allows testosterone to rise naturally again. Think about that. A kitchen spice working as a natural regulator for your hormones, not by forcing them, but by removing the invisible hand that's been pressing them down for years. The best times to use the clove method. At this point, many men ask me, when should I chew cloves to get the most benefit? Timing, as it turns out, makes a big difference. Evening use. For many, the sweet spot is about an hour before bedtime. As the day goes down, chewing a couple of cloves helps quiet the nervous system, eases tension, and primes the body for restful sleep. And that's vital because deep, uninterrupted sleep is when your body produces the bulk of its testosterone. You can think of it like stacking the deck in your favor. Stress goes down, sleep quality goes up, and hormones recover more fully overnight. Morning use. Don't underestimate the morning either. Chewing cloves on an empty stomach after waking gives you a circulation boost to start the day. Men often numbers they feel more grounded, more alert, and more ready to face challenges without being overwhelmed. It's not a quick trick, it's support that lines up perfectly with your body's natural rhythm. The key is consistency. Think of this not as a one-time trick, but as a daily investment. Just like brushing your teeth or taking a walk, the benefits compound over time. Why sleep is the cornerstone of male vitality. We need to talk more about sleep because if there's one thread I've seen over and over in older men, it's this. The moment sleep suffers, everything else begins to collapse. You can eat the cleanest diet, take the best supplements, or walk every morning, but if your sleep is shallow and broken, your hormones don't stand a chance. Here's why. Most of your testosterone is created during deep sleep, especially in the REM phases. That's also when your brain clears out waste, your tissues repair, and your immune system resets. Lose that, and you lose your edge. Unfortunately, many men over 60 find themselves staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m, unable to fall back asleep. Others drift off quickly but wake several times a night, leaving them groggy and drained by morning. And with poor sleep comes a domino effect. Low energy, low desire, poor mood, and weaker erections. This is where cloves offer a hidden advantage. The same compounds that relax blood vessels also calm the parts of your brain that control your sleep cycle. Used in the evening, cloves gently nudge the body into deeper, more stable rest. Many men tell me they start dreaming again, a sign they're reaching restorative REM sleep. Others report waking up clearer, more energized, and often with stronger morning erections. That's not coincidence. That's biology being restored. Let me share an example. A man in his 70s came to me frustrated. He wasn't just worried about intimacy, he was exhausted all the time. He told me, "Doc, I don't remember the last time I slept through the night." He was skeptical when I suggested something as simple as chewing cloves before bed, but he gave it a try. 2 weeks later, he came back with a grin. For the first time in years, he'd slept 6 hours straight without waking. He said he felt like his brain had reset. By the 3rd week, his energy improved, his mood lifted, and his wife noticed he was more attentive and present. The return of morning erections was just the icing on the cake. That's the power of restoring sleep. When you fix sleep, testosterone has space to rise again. And when testosterone rises, everything else, from energy to confidence to circulation, begins to click back into place. The overlooked link, your mouth and your manhood. Before we move forward, there's another piece almost no one talks about, yet it can silently wreck your circulation and performance. Yes, your mouth might be sabotaging your erections without you even realizing it. And this is another area where cloves shine. That's where we'll go next, because once you see how oral health ties directly into blood vessel health, it will all make sense.
When men think about their performance or vitality, they rarely think about their gums. Yet in all my years of practice, I've seen dental health quietly ruin men's circulation more times than I can count. Let's talk about why your mouth might be affecting your manhood more than you realize, and how cloves can help fix it. Gum disease, the hidden saboteur of circulation. Here's a scenario I've witnessed countless times. A man comes into my office with weak erections, low energy, and no clear explanation. His heart looks fine, his blood sugar is under control, his labs don't raise any red flags. But when I ask about his teeth and gums, his expression changes. He admits his gums bleed when he brushes, or his breath never feels fresh, no matter how often he rinses. Sometimes his dentist already warned him about early gum disease. Most men are shocked when I tell them this could be the missing link, but science is crystal clear. Oral health is directly tied to vascular health. The reason is simple. The mouth is one of the fastest gateways into your bloodstream. When gum tissue becomes inflamed or infected, bacteria slip into circulation. Once there, they cause silent inflammation that damages the delicate lining of your blood vessels. And what do erections depend on? Those very blood vessels being open and responsive. Think of it like trying to run water through a hose filled with sludge. The pressure might be there, but the flow is weak and inconsistent. That's exactly what happens when oral bacteria clog the pathways your blood depends on. In fact, research shows that men with advanced gum disease are significantly more likely to struggle with erectile dysfunction. How cloves fight back? Here's where cloves shine in yet another unexpected way. Clove oil is one of nature's most powerful antimicrobial agents. When you chew whole cloves, the oils coat your gums, teeth, and tongue. Within seconds, they begin killing harmful bacteria that brushing and rinsing often miss. This isn't a temporary cover-up like mouthwash. It's a direct attack on the root cause of gum-related inflammation. By reducing bacteria in the mouth, cloves lower the chances of those microbes slipping into your bloodstream. That means cleaner blood, healthier vessels, and stronger circulation where it matters most. Many men actually feel this working. They notice their breath stays fresher, their gums bleed less, and their mouths feel cleaner overall. And those small daily improvements ripple outward, protecting not only dental health, but also heart health and erectile health. So in just 1 minute a day, cloves are helping on multiple fronts: opening vessels, calming stress, deepening sleep, and cleaning the very gateway to your circulatory system. That's a powerful combination. What to expect: 7, 14, and 30 days. At this point, you might be wondering, if I start today, when will I notice a difference? Let me walk you through what many men experience in the first month. Day 1 to 7. The first week is about subtle shifts. Some men feel a gentle warmth after chewing cloves. Others notice a clearer head, a calmer mood, or a little more energy. It's not dramatic yet, but it's the body's way of saying, I hear you, and I'm starting to respond. Sleep may feel slightly deeper, and you might even wake up a bit more refreshed. Day 8 to 14. Around the 2-week mark, the changes often become more noticeable. Energy picks up during the day, sleep becomes more restorative at night. And here's the exciting part. Many men report the return of morning erections they haven't felt in years. That's a direct sign that circulation is improving, and testosterone is stirring again. Partners often notice these shifts too, not just physically, but in attitude, confidence, and presence. Day 15 to 30. By the end of a month, the difference can feel dramatic. Erections grow stronger and more consistent. Energy throughout the day stabilizes, mood lifts, confidence rises, and even posture changes as men begin to carrying themselves with a renewed sense of strength. I've had wives tell me their husbands seemed 10 years younger after just a few weeks. And often, intimacy naturally follows, not forced or pressured, but welcomed again because the body feels ready. This is what makes the clove method so powerful. It's not a one-time trick. It's a process that restores your body from multiple angles at once, and the results compound over time as circulation, hormones, and confidence reinforce each other. One of my favorite examples comes from a gentleman in his late 60s. He was skeptical when he first heard about chewing cloves. Doc, he told me, I've tried everything. Nothing works anymore. I asked him to give it 30 days. In the first week, he noticed clearer mornings. He didn't need that second cup of coffee just to function. By the second week, his wife commented that he seemed more upbeat and attentive. At 3 weeks, he called me, almost whispering, "It's back. I woke up this morning and felt like I was 30 again." By the end of the month, he wasn't just enjoying intimacy again, he was walking taller, joking more, and planning a trip he had put off for years. That's the ripple effect I've seen countless times. When circulation, hormones, and sleep align, life opens up in ways you can't predict. It's not just about the bedroom, it's about reclaiming the energy and confidence to live fully again. Protecting and sustaining your gains. Once men feel this transformation, the next question naturally comes: how do I keep it? The answer is simple: consistency. Just like brushing your teeth, this habit works best when it's part of your daily rhythm. 1 or 2 minutes a day is all it takes to keep circulation open, stress in check, hormones balanced, and gums healthy. In our final section, I'll tie everything together and show you how this single, overlooked spice can become the foundation for lasting vitality, not just for the next month, but for years to come. We've covered a lot so far: how stress silently shuts down blood flow, how poor sleep robs testosterone, how gum disease sabotages circulation, and how a simple spice like clove can address all these issues at once. Now let's step back and look at the bigger picture, because what we're really talking about isn't just performance, it's longevity, vitality, and freedom. Why this works when so many other things fail. If you've struggled with pills, diets, or endless routines, you might wonder, why should something this simple make such a difference? The answer is balance. Most treatments target just one part of the problem. A pill might push blood into the right place for a few hours, but it does nothing to fix stress, poor sleep, or inflammation. Supplements often focus only on testosterone, ignoring circulation. Workouts build strength, but they can't stop oral bacteria from inflaming your vessels. Cloves, on the other hand, work like a conductor, bringing the whole orchestra back in tune. They calm the mind, deepen sleep, clean the bloodstream, protect the gums, and open circulation, all at once. And because this approach addresses the root causes, the body naturally begins to restore itself. That's why so many men notice steady, lasting improvement rather than a quick boost that fades. Making the clove method part of your day. The beauty of this habit is that it doesn't require schedules, equipment, or complicated steps. You don't need to rearrange your life. Just keep a small container of whole cloves in your pocket, car, or nightstand. When stress builds during the day, pop one in your mouth and chew. When you're winding down at night, let the oils coat your gums before bed. It takes less than a minute, but the ripple effects carry through the night and into the next day. If you want to take this step further, pair the clove method with 2 simple practices. Hydration. Drink a glass of water after chewing to help the oils spread through your system. And breathing. Take 30 seconds to breathe deeply while chewing. Inhale slowly, exhale fully. This multiplies the stress-reducing effect and helps signal your body to relax. These tiny steps, when repeated daily, create a powerful compound effect. What lasting transformation looks like. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s turn their lives around with this simple method. At first, they notice subtle shifts, better sleep, more energy, a calmer mind. Then circulation improves, hormones awaken, and erections return. Confidence builds, relationships deepen, and soon they're living with the kind of strength and presence they thought was long gone. One man told me, "It feels like I have a second lease on life. Not just in the bedroom, but everywhere. I walk taller. I laugh more. I feel like myself again." That's the real gift of this approach. Not just performance, but a return to vitality across your whole life. Reframing what it means to age. Too many men assume decline is inevitable. They think slowing down, losing interest, and feeling weaker is just the price of getting older. But here's the truth. Aging doesn't have to mean shrinking. It can mean expanding, becoming wiser, stronger, and more connected than ever before. The clove method is a small, daily act of rebellion against the idea that age defines you. It's a reminder that your body is still capable of responding, healing, and thriving. You don't need to settle for decline. You can choose renewal. A challenge for you. So here's my challenge. For the next 30 days, commit to this 1-minute habit. Don't overthink it, don't complicate it. Just chew 1 or 2 whole cloves each day and let the process unfold. Pay attention to how you sleep, how you feel in the morning, how your energy flows through the day, and what happens in those quiet moments of intimacy. Write it down if you like. Keep a simple journal. You may be surprised by how quickly the changes add up. In the end, this isn't about clothes. It's about you choosing to reclaim your vitality. It's about proving to yourself that age is not the end of your story, but the beginning of a new chapter. The tools have always been there, in nature, in your daily habits, in the way you care for yourself. Cloves are simply the spark that helps light the fire again. 1 minute a day, a little consistency, and the willingness to believe your body can come back. That's all it takes. So as you move forward, remember this. You are not defined by your years. You are defined by your choices. And today, you can choose strength, circulation, confidence, and connection again. Take that first step. Try it for 30 days. See the change for yourself. And when you do, you'll understand why I believe so deeply in this simple, powerful method. Because it's not just about performance. It's about living fully, with energy, with passion, and with the confidence to embrace every day as a man who still has so much life ahead.